Now, why is it that whenever a new Cars movie or show comes out, there's always a big giant multi-pack of diecast to go with it that has nothing in it but re-released cars and one exclusive? I mean, they do it every time. It never fails, and of course, Cars on the Road is no exception here. Here we have the Salt Fever 9-pack with the exclusive Peggy Liner diecast. So welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everyone. I know I'm joking around, kind of complaining about this pack for, making me waste my money on a bunch of re-release cars I already have, and, just to get one exclusive car. But at the same time, I am super excited to bust it open and get that Peggy Liner out because she is a really cool diecast, and, I mean, just take a look at her back here. She looks amazing. She's one of the longest diecasts they've ever made, probably, for the Cars line. And I mean, she's pretty much it looks too, so pretty darn cool. A lot of other good Salt Flats racers in there as well. And just, cars we don't really need, but I mean, I guess I'll take seconds of. Would be kind of nice because I just got the Salt Flats Super Speed playset, so now I can, I guess, launch them around on there and not really care if they get chips because I have double seconds, so I guess, there's an upside to everything. But beautiful illustration here on the box. It is a really cool box. It's not your typical multi-pack. Usually Mattel makes 11 packs and stuff and they sell them in stores. And, you can actually see the cars inside. There's some plastic covering them, but other than that, you can see them. You know who you're getting. But here, you don't really know who you're getting unless you look on the back, of course. Take a look at the stock images. So, I think they did this probably because it's pretty much an online exclusive for the most part. I mean, it started being available in around mid-December of 2022. And it was pretty much just a Walmart online exclusive. I don't really think it ever hit stores, other than just like random retailers like, I don't know, maybe TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, maybe Winners, but I don't know. I mean, I have Winners by me. I checked. I didn't see it. So I don't know where to get this in Canada other than eBay, so that's where I had to get it from. And pay a lot more, too. I paid like $67 for it. Don't know if that was worth it or not, but everyone else told me, all my fellow collector friends told me that it is worth it because Peggy Liner is just that awesome. So I had to take their word for it, so I thought I'd check it out and review it for you guys. And now, this means I only need one more Cars on the Road 2022 diecast to complete my collection, that being Racing Center Cruz Ramirez. Almost got confused because they kind of switched up her name for 2023. But yeah, beautiful illustrations here. We got Super Speed Mater. Some reason he's trailing behind Road Trip Lightning McQueen. Not really sure why, since he can go like 600 miles an hour, and McQueen can, I don't even know if he can go 200 miles an hour in Cars 3, so kind of strange, but still, very nice presentation. Very determined expressions on McQueen and Mater, too. Kind of wish that would have translated onto the diecast, and of course, we don't even have a Super Speed Mater diecast, only the plastic version from the playset, which I did just get, so pretty happy about that, but it doesn't even have all the details. Like, I don't even know the number here and the logo back there is all supposed to be yellow. Well, the diecast, the plastic diecast, definitely didn't have that on it, so I'm definitely a little upset about that. I didn't even realize that. But big old Cars on the Road logo here. Got the Salt Flats in the background. Not very like pink. It's kind of weird. Usually the Salt Flats has like a pinky, like orangey kind of haze in the sky kind of like design to it. But this definitely does not. It's just very, very white. It's like they're in a blizzard or something. But I do like it. Obviously got the metal logo up top, like always. Not much else, just says it includes 9 diecast, of course. But they even detailed the side of the box, so very cool. It's nice, with a big old box like this where you can't actually see the cars inside. It's nice that they still, spiffied up the box and made it look presentable. But for the most part, you're not really going to see this in a store probably. It's going to be mostly an online exclusive. You can still get it now, I think, maybe on Walmart.com. But honestly, I'm not sure. I think it sold out pretty fast. But we really had like images of this pack all the way back in September of last year, so we've known about it for a long time. Been about a year now. And you know what's weird? There's actually a picture that showed all the cars in their stock images, and they were very clearly Vietnam variants. But that's not the case. These are all Thailand variants. But it was kind of weird. Like the Mater and McQueen had salt on their tires and their sides and everything. And Sarah Cogs was definitely darker. But of course, this is the released version, the official version of this pack, and they're all made from Thailand, and they're all the exact same as their original single releases. So we got Road Trip McQueen down there, Road Trip Mater, Speed Demon, Dad's Jammin, Royce Rimsley, Revo-Coss, Sarah Cogs, Noriyuki, and of course the exclusive Peggy Liner. And they don't even mention that she's exclusive. So that makes me a little worried that they plan on releasing her again one day. I don't know how they would though, because she is so long that I don't know if they could fit her in a single. They definitely couldn't. So they'd have to put her in a 2-pack. I don't really see them doing that, but maybe they would with a pity. Who knows? I sure hope not, though. Please, Mattel, don't re-release her at this point, after how expensive this pack is to get for a bunch of re-release cars. I mean, this would be a great pack, honestly. It still is, but it'd be even better if you didn't have any of these cars. And I'm sure you're gonna have Trip McQueen and Mayor, but if you didn't have any of the other ones, or even just a few of them, it would be pretty nice. But I have them all already open, so yeah, it doesn't really work out into my favor. But oh well. I mean, even if I didn't have them open yet, I don't know. I would have wanted to give them individual reviews, so yeah, not really sure. But today, I'm only going to be reviewing the pack. Not going to be reviewing Peggy Liner like just by herself, but I will be doing that soon after I publish this video. So without any further ado, we might as well just start opening this pack and see what's in it. Not much of an unboxing, I don't think. I think we'll just use our handy dandy scissors and open this tape and get them all unboxed. So I'll be right back. I cannot believe how long Peggy Liner is. I mean, you really need to hold her and see her in person to understand just how long this car is. It really is pretty stunning that Mattel was able to execute her in the diecast form so well. And the funny thing is, she should technically be like 3 times the size that she is, because that's just how long she is in the episode. I mean, Mattel, they can only do so much, to be honest. I don't usually give them props, but on this one, even though she's not really the perfect size that she should be, I can't complain because she's still one of the longest cars diecast ever made, if not the longest. And we've never really gotten a car like this. I know she's a soft flats racer, but I gotta say, she really reminds me of a drag strip kind of racer. You know what I mean? Like one of those long cars that go down the big old drag strips and stuff like that. Well, I mean, she basically is. She just does the same thing on salt, trying to test her speeds and everything. But look, when I put her horizontally, she takes up the entire width of the screen. Wow, this is cool. This is really throwing me for a loop. Never reviewed a car so long before, and never had a car so long before. I mean, I guess maybe like a bus, one of those buses they made for Cars 2 and stuff like that. Maybe that would be a little bigger than this one. Honestly, I don't even know. She's probably at least one of the longest cars, if not the longest. But anyways, before we take a look at Peggy, obviously this is a 9-pack review, so I gotta review all the cars in the pack and give them all a little bit of screen time. You got Sarah Cogs, Noriyuki, lots of good ones. Um, it's getting hectic here on the table, taking all these cars off. My goodness, it is getting crowded up here. But anyways, we got Road Trip Lightning McQueen and Road Trip Mater, the 2 boring cars in the pack that are obviously mandatory. They'd be in any 9-pack that Mattel was gonna make for Cars on the Road. Let's face it. Too bad they didn't do like salty versions of them or something. That would have been cool. It's funny because they actually showed salty versions of them in this weird I think it was Vietnam made like promotional images for these guys in this 9-pack. So I was kind of expecting them to be originally, but it sucks that they're just a normal road trip version. To Mater, he's really just a normal Mater, not even deserving to be called road trip Mater, because there's nothing that distinguishes him from a normal Mater. Anyways, starting off with the Queen though, obviously got all of his classic road trip decals on the road, text on there on the banner, and the big old decal of Radiator Cat Mountain or Carburetor Cat Mountain, whatever it's called. RS for Radiator Springs. Got his Cars 3 expression. Not really sure why. Mattel's cheap. Didn't want to change the expression right off the bat. They eventually did though, so that's good. I am glad the 2023 variant did have a new expression. Got his red rimmed light year tires. 95 on the side. Gradient to the lightning bolt. Very cool. I like that gradient. Feels like deja vu though. I just reviewed him like 2 weeks ago. Got a Maya hair on him. Not much going on in the back. A little 95 there. Pretty simplistic. The side's the exact same, of course. Not much going on with good old road trip Lightning McQueen. Let's take a look at the base, though. R38A is the date stamp, and he's got two little holes there for Mater to tow him, of course. Now, the Mater that they included does not have the larger tow hook, but it does still work. I tested it out when I got him on the Showtime story pack. I didn't think it could work, but it actually can. That's kind of cool. Now, this shouldn't technically be a variant from the single version of Trip McQueen, so to save time, I'm not going to bother comparing them. I think the only one that's actually a variant is Revo-Coss, so we'll have to show him. But his date stamp on the single one is R21A. This one's R38A, so it was made quite a few weeks after. That's interesting. He does have his plastic eye plate, of course. Has to be expected upon, though. With Lightning McQueen's from Thailand. Put him back there now. And here's Road Trip Mater, of course. Just your classic Mater, though. You know, can't complain. Obviously, he needs to be in this pack, but too bad that they didn't include the Super Speed Mater, because that would have been cool if they would have included Peggy Liner and Super Speed Mater, made two exclusive cars in the pack. I think that would have made more people buy this pack, because honestly, I don't know how popular it is. I feel like a lot of people don't want to pass Peggy Liner up, though. That's why I just decided to finally buy it online, because you just know they're never going to re-release her, and she's going to end up being a rare car, so if you want it, you might as well just jump on it. Get it online if you can't find it in store. Anyways, tow Mater, towing until with radiator springs text on the side. All the blue and green paint coming through. Like always on Mater. A 113 license plate. Caution tape on the back. No large tow hook. That's kind of unfortunate, but oh well, we already got one opened up anyways. It's funny, I have so many Thailand Maters now. I went forever where I didn't have one. And he's probably one of the most significant Thailand variants compared to his old Chinese release. And I went forever without having one. Now I have like 3, including the one with the larger tow hook. R40A is the date stamp. He shouldn't be any different either from his single version. Well, this one, R44A. Yeah, this is the wrong one. This is the 4-pack version. I never opened the Road Trip Mater single because I thought it was pretty pointless, as it just looks the same as normal Mater. I had already had the larger tow hook version of him, so no real reason to open it up. Anyways, who are we going to review next? I guess we should go with the Speed Demon. Not you, Dad's Jammin. Sorry, buddy. Now, Speed Demon, I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with the Speed Demon because great character, looks really cool in the show. Mattel just really botched this release, though, in my opinion. Lots of plastic on her. Very light car, like not very heavy at all. And every single one of her wheel wells, which is plastic, by the way, is not the right color. Like, it should be the black that she has everywhere else, but for whatever reason, they made them all gray. You know what's funny? Her mini racer just got revealed for, I think it's going to be coming soon, and once again, they screwed it up. They still made her have the gray wheel wells, so very unfortunate. Could have been a really cool car. Unfortunately, Mattel kind of botched it. Nice purple eyes, though. She's part of the local folklore on the Cell Flats. Pretty interesting character concept. I like how I think Pixar had some fun designing her and everything. Circular grille, very odd model. Mine's got a blemish on the hood, that kind of sucks. Little piece of brown paint somehow got on. Won't come off. I thought it was just I think a crumb or something on it at first, but no. Even got exhaust on the side. Pretty nicely detailed. Big circular door. Very odd shaped model. Very cool though. Too bad that they had to cheap out on her. Especially for being one of the first cars on the road diecast. It is kind of surprising. Her wings, though, they didn't do a great job on those either, which is unfortunate. So all this nice silver trim on the bottom, very reflective and everything, like a mirror almost. You can almost see my reflection in it. But unfortunately, that did not end up getting onto the wings, which it should have. They should be the exact same color. But they're not, unfortunately. That would have been nice if they were. That would have made me not complain about the wheel wells so much. But it is pretty noticeable. They're very gray. And it almost like it makes the silver trim not look as good either. So it really hurts this car in my opinion. Anyways, R40A is the date stamp, the single one, which came out quite a while ago now, a good year now. R21A, so quite a few weeks before this version, and they still did not fix her. So who knows, maybe they will fix her one day, but I honestly highly doubt it, unfortunately. There's the Speed Demon though. Who are we going to review next? I guess might as well move along with Noriyuki. and his good buddy Sarah Cogs. They kind of go hand in hand, like Noriyuki and, or I mean, like Luigi and Guido, of course. Noriyuki and Sarah Cogs, the two mechanical buddies. Anyways, it shouldn't be any different from their single releases. Well, Sarah Cogs was only in the 2-pack with Noriyuki. Otherwise, I love Noriyuki's expression. Sarah Cogs is too, not too bad. Mine's like a weird little paint blemish there. Look at that, right under her mouth. Very tiny mouth. Cool goggles though. But let's talk about Noriyuki for a second. I love his expression. He looks very confused, but it's cool to see. Translucent visor, little plastic piece. Looks good though. Glad they didn't just make it like a flat color. That would have looked kind of ugly. They got that right, and they made his cool little light right there. Very nicely detailed. What else? Oh, we got his cool little decal there on his store. That is his logo. He is a mechanic on the Soul Flats. That's all his wrenches and everything. Too bad he has the salty tires. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't know why they had to put on Noriyuki. I mean, he's not even a racer, so I don't know why they had to do that. Did the same thing with Sarah Cogs, as you'll see in a second here. Cool drop-down window for the front in there. 2 doors, that's kind of strange for such a small car. And then his whole truck bed section is made of metal too, so that's cool. Very plasticky looking bumper though, unfortunately. I got all these Maya hairs stuck to my hands today. I don't know why. They're getting all stuck to the cars too. Now, what's cool about Noriyuki is that he's got all this cool stuff in his truck bed, and when I reviewed the 2-pack of them, I did not realize he has 2 oil cans in the back there, so I wanted to point that out in today's review. I think that's pretty cool. Nice little hidden detail that I missed last time. Well, as for all the other stuff, I really don't know what it is. I mean, this looks like a wing, maybe. It's very rusty. All brown, I assume it's supposed to be rust. This lighter brown stuff right here, I think that's supposed to be wood. But I don't really know. Little pieces of metal and whatnot. It is a plastic piece, though. This looks like a shovel. Interesting. Looks cool, though. Nice that they included all of it. That would have really sucked if they would have just made Noriyuki have nothing in the truck bed. I wouldn't have put it past Mattel, but luckily they didn't. Date stamp is R35A, so this one's quite a bit earlier. That's interesting. And the single one is R39A. Huh. I mean, no, not the single. Sorry, this is the 2-pack one. Noriyuki was released as a single, but I have it. I just never opened it, obviously, because, I mean, how many Noriyukis do I want opened? I like Sarah Cogs, though. She's a cool little pitty. I like her black forks. Looks cool, because usually I feel like forks are always gray and plasticky looking, but they look better in black. Or that would have really been bad if they would have made them salty color. She does have a metal base, which is really cool. R39A for the date stamp. And this one's R36A from the 2-pack. Interesting. I love her metal base, though. Very glad that it's not saltified. Her wheels are, though. Her tires there, as you can see. Looks like mint and chip ice cream or something. With the, the white and the minty color green. Very cool. Noriyuki and Sarah Cogs almost have matching colors, but they're not the exact same. Noriyuki's is more like a blue teal, whereas Sarah Cogs is definitely more minty. Now, should they be the same? I'm not actually sure. I feel like probably, because they're so similar, but I'm not really sure if they are in the show or not. I like her little hat, kind of like Noriyuki's too, but hers isn't translucent, obviously, which makes sense. Or else we'd probably see the inside of her head. Or at least the top of her head, that'd be kind of weird. Big old goggles. Goggles almost look broken on this side, look at that. Now, I ended up getting another 2-pack when I was out in London, Ontario, just to keep in the package, and I actually realized that I think it's kind of an error, because the goggles are like moved, either, I forget, they were too high or too low. I think they were too high, but they weren't like applied right, so it's kind of almost like an error, so I think that's pretty cool. I didn't realize until I got in the car, too. I always like getting errors. Does have a plastic bumper right there. Not too exciting there. Pretty basic little pitty, but I like her color scheme and everything. No decals, but nice colors, so that's cool. Anyways, who are we going to review next? I guess it's on to the racers now. We'll go with Dad's Jammin, because he keeps getting into the frame here. He must want to get reviewed, even though I just reviewed this guy not very long ago at all. I love Dad's Jammin, though. Honestly, one of my favorite Cars on the Road diecast that Mattel has released so far, or at least, one of my favorite 2022 ones for sure. Then again, yeah, he's probably one of like my 4th favorite. I don't know. I think I'd go Peggy Liner, even though I haven't even really seen much of her yet. Then I'd probably go the circus stunt biplane, then Griswold, and then Dad's Jammin', I think. He doesn't have any decals, but it doesn't really matter because his paint just looks so cool, that bare metal finish. He wins me over every time I look at him. Very cool. He does have a plastic eye plate, which is weird, because doesn't have much eye lid room. Like all of his eye area is very, very slim. Kind of like Francesco, so it's odd that they made it plastic. I'm honestly surprised they didn't make his whole head section plastic. That would have looked really bad. Glad they didn't do that, because they made his back section plastic. Look at that. And that doesn't match, but for some reason, since it's on the back, I feel like it doesn't look as noticeable, but it definitely is not very good of a color match there, Mattel. Got his red parachute. When I reviewed his single, I did not realize that it's supposed to be a parachute, so that's pretty cool. And then he's got these vents in the back. His exhaust, I guess that would be. He does not have any vents on his body, though, or anything. So that's kind of weird. Like, where does it all go? No air intakes, nothing. His wheels are all covered up. You can see the outline for them. Number is 08. Very cool. No windows either. McQueen tells us in the episode that Dad's Jammin' is like a special construction model, I think he calls him. So, clearly, he isn't just some random model that's produced in a factory like a bunch of them at the same time. I don't even know how that works in the Cars world. I really don't. Cool gradient to the number 08, though. And there's his big old teeth there. I did not realize, it took me a long time to realize that Dad's Jammin' has teeth, until I actually opened him up as a single. It took me forever to get him. I mean, I had him for a long time. I was waiting to get him like a second one to open. He's not rare anyway, so I just ended up opening him. Salty base, salty tires. You can kind of see the rims. They're all just salty, though. They didn't really detail them because you don't really see them. Makes sense. And, I'm not a big fan of that salty base, but at least on cars like Dad's Jammin' and Peggy Liner, you don't really see it. His single one says R34A for the date stamp, though. Interesting. Dad's Jammin's cool. Probably my second favorite car from the pack, without a doubt. Alright, who are we going to do next, though? Guess we'll do Royce Rimsley. Royce Rimsley is another nice one. Just wish that he didn't have the salty tires. I think that really, I don't know, just kind of downplays his design and everything. He's got a cool design. Love his colors, love his decals, all the little hidden details packed into him. But unfortunately, his tires, I don't know, kind of loses me a little bit. Anyways, nice fiery red design. If anything, I think he might be a variant, so we'll compare him to his normal version in a second. Nice yellow decals, some silver trim. Fortunately, it's not really silver, though, it's like gray. I don't know how accurate that is, but oh well. A little grainy on the yellow decals on the side there. NIC, I think that must stand for like Northern Illinois College. Looks like a college font to me. So I'd assume, I think McQueen calls him an import racer. So I would say he's probably from some kind of college, but if he's an import, that means he came from like another country, right? So, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't stand for Northern Illinois College. I'm not really sure. Do they even have colleges like that in other countries? Like, where would he be from? I guess wherever Volkswagen Bugs are made, because that's what he is. It's kind of the model he has. Looks like an anteater, though. Look at the dip in his hood there. Makes him look like he's got a nose. This reminds me of an anteater. Love his expression, though. Very nice. Plastic eye plate. The eyelids don't look that great. The red doesn't really match, but oh well. He's got a bunch of codes on him, too. 523A. I don't know what that means. And then on the bottom, OLAS 523A. That OL looks kind of low to me compared to the normal one. Look at that. Yep, that's an error, kind of. A little bit of an error, at least. The O and the L are definitely lowered. Actually, all of the coloring, yeah, definitely looks less bright on this one from the 9-pack here. Alright, I'll compare them in a second. I just want to show his other decals first. On the big, like, exhaust thing here, I don't even know what that's called. That's what the Easter Buggy has, but Easter Buggy has two. Kind of supposed to be like his ears. He's also kind of like a Dune Buggy, this guy. He's cool. Like a Volkswagen Bug Dune Buggy. This code says 1215R. Cool red lines. And then got this whole cage contraption in the back with his engine. I think it might be metal. No, it's plastic. Never mind. I thought his engine was metal. I think that's his engine at least. Although, why is it in the back? Shouldn't it be in the front where his hood is? I don't know. I don't know how Volkswagen Bugs work. Cool to get another one, though. Oh, look at that. Is that a little chip? I think it is. That sucks. That really sucks. I was letting my cousin play with them on the Salt Fever 9-pack earlier. I mean, the Salt Flat Super Speed playset. So unfortunately, it looks like he did get a chip. But oh well, just a second one. It's a double. This whole thing in the back is very, movable. Kind of weird, though. Wouldn't want to break it, though. Yeah, I just hate those salty tires. They don't look very good. That side is the same, of course. Let's take a look at the base. Now, Royce Rimsley is another car that has a metal base. That is pretty darn cool. R40A is the date stamp. I remember I couldn't believe when I first noticed that on his single when I reviewed him not too long ago. R33A is the date stamp on the single. Now, Royce is also available in that racing 2-pack, the accessory 2-pack, with that Jammin. So both of them are pretty easy to find if you want them in the 2-pack or the single. So they're definitely not the ones to get in this pack. They're just boring re-releases, but yeah, not too exciting there. I didn't even realize got another decal on the hood, or on the top there, 523A. So that's the same code as that one. I don't know why he has it on twice. I guess that would be like his number, but why is there a letter in it? I don't know. Anyways, to compare him quickly to his signal version of him, every time I say signal, I always want to say signal. I don't know why. Weird little thing I've been doing recently. I have been talking a while, like 20 minutes now, so yeah, definitely gets hard to talk consistently for that long, but I gotta keep it going for Peggy Liner. Definitely looks brighter on the single version of him, though. Interesting. The yellow, you can really tell in the yellow. Well, oh well, I guess it's a little bit of a variant. I'm not sure what the one in the Racing 2-pack looks like, but this one's definitely a little different, which is kind of odd. Anyways, here is Revo-Coss, the last one we have to review before Peggy Liner. I like Revo-Coss, but he's not one of my favorites, only because his model just looks a lot like River Scott. And in fact, I always want to call him River Scott, even though he's not. He just has such a similar model that it makes me think he is River Scott, especially because his color is blue, too, just like River. Cool decals and everything that he has. Number 115, little code there. I think that's an I. No, it's a 1, I think. J12071. Interesting. But the one thing I don't like about him is this blue color here, this dark blue. It actually looks darker than the single now that I'm looking at it. It's just not really the right color. It should be purple, and unfortunately it's not. They made it navy blue. Don't know why. They just screwed up. They screw up on colors lots of times. At least they seem to get the teal color right. It does look good. Nice little expression. No plastic eye plate. It's kind of weird because I think River Scott has one. Since they're pretty much the same, I am kind of shocked that he doesn't. Does have those ugly, caked on, salty tires. Not my favorite. It just looks so bad, so unrealistic. Does not look like how salt would actually, go onto a tire. It doesn't cake on like that. If anything, it just spritzes on. You'd see a little bit, but it wouldn't cake on. Oh well, Mattel. They kind of lost it on that one. I don't know why they had to do that. It kind of ruined a lot of the Salt Flats racers for me. They're still cool, but I don't know. Now they don't even do the 2023 ones with salt on them, so it's just very inconsistent, the whole thing. Cool blown engine there in the front. Looks kind of plasticky, but still, not too bad. I like this little thing he's got on the side. I guess it would be his exhaust. You can definitely tell he's just a reconstructed River Scott is all he is. In fact, who knows? Maybe it is River Scott going under an Elias. I think he would have recognized McQueen the Mater, though. This looks like it's held on with ropes. So compared to Dad's Jammin or something, this guy really doesn't stand a chance. I don't know what the back decal means. MCL? Not really sure what that stands for. Probably Macon County Legislation. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's what that stands for. Macon County, Georgia. Maybe. I don't know. 115 on the top. Kind of leaked the yellow paint onto the rest of them there, onto the teal. And what the heck is that? It got a little blemish there. Just like a little pimple on River Scott. I did it. I knew I was going to do it. I called him River Scott. Revo-Coss. I've known about this guy for a year now. He's been out. Cars on the Road has been out almost a year. And I can't believe I still haven't like, it's not clicking in my brain. This is Revo-Coss. I just want to call him River Scott. I like his back window though. It's very reminiscent of River. How he has the like line going through it. I feel like there should be some drapes hanging. He just reminds me of like an old camper van. Very old car look to him. So yeah, R40A is the date stamp. The single one is R33A. Let's compare them though for a second. Yeah, you can definitely tell. Look at that. His color scheme is a bit darker. The whole blue section might be hard to see on camera, but it's evident when I'm looking at him in person here. Definitely a little darker. I think that's just how they apply the paint, though. I don't think it was intentional. Probably not, at least. I gotta say, not having a plastic eye plate, I know I complain about them a lot for being, more plastic, which is never a good thing, but it makes his eyes not stand out as much not having one, so maybe it is a good thing to have one. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But anyways, it is time, guys. You waited this long. If you did, thank you very much. But it's time for Miss Peggy Liner here. The one that you guys have all been waiting for, I'm sure. The longest salt flats racer ever. Now for Peggy, since I never reviewed her before, I want to show you guys a picture of where she appeared at in Cars on the Road. Like I was talking about earlier, we don't get to see her too much. I don't think we ever get to see her full body in the show at all. We just get to see her driving by McQueen and Mater. And you know what's really cool is Peggy Liner actually does have some speaking lines in the show. I think she said something like, "Move out of the way, long car coming through," and she has a very evident Australian accent, which obviously means she's an Australian racer, which is really cool because we've never gotten an Australian race car before. And you can tell because look at her. Not really a spoiler. I want to call it a spoiler. But what would it be? It's just like a wing. I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, there is her Australian flag. That is pretty cool. It's like the UK flag with some extra blue. It only takes up like a quarter of it, and then it's got blue and some stars in it. I actually didn't even know that was the Australian flag before I heard her Australian accent, and I put two and two together. So cool, though. This is such a cool car, I must say. Got to be one of my favorites. Yeah, it's definitely my favorite. Thinking about all the cars on the road releases right now, she even puts the dinosaurs to shame. Even though they are amazing, they're huge and very heavy, I think Peggy Liner is even better. Because honestly, I prefer the more realistic cars. Even though the dinosaurs, they look cool, I don't have any yet. But still, Peggy Liner just blows them out of the water. She looks amazing. 327 is her number. She's got so many decals too. Little codes and letterings. I don't know what GCE stands for, but pretty cool. Maybe a sponsor? None of the Salt Flats racers really have sponsors. That's kind of weird. They probably don't do it for money. They just do it to break their records, and then I guess that's when the money would come in for them. Another code down there, 714. Another one up there, 70408N. It's weird how there's always seems to be a number, or like a bunch of numbers and a letter at the very end. A couple little decals over here, too. Look at all the exhaust she has. I mean, one for each of her blown engines. Put Snot Rod to shame. I always thought his blown engine was cool, but this one is just, I mean, look how many she has. She's got 5 of them. The first one is definitely different than the other ones, though. That one has like the 3 little circles in it, and they go in. The other ones, they're all like going out, so that's kind of weird. Got her plastic eye plate, which actually looks good. The eyelids don't really match perfectly in color with the rest of the metallic yellow, but they're not too bad. Yeah, look, every single exhaust, there's 5 of them, one for each of the blown engines. Very cool. I'm glad Mattel didn't like skimp out and only put 3, because when they're like scaling her down, even though she's amazingly long, she's still scaled down. So it's cool that they were able to get everything in and make it look good, make it look very representative of how she looks in the show. I don't know what all these decals mean though. R or AMR, this blue one, then RLR, little circle, yellow one. I don't know what that is. Looks like a Spain flag almost. A little white decal there. I don't know what this blue thing is with the 6 lines going through it. Cool though. And then another code right there. I think it says 10 or 1D4, 1A or 1LAS. Very small, hard to read. Let me zoom it in for you guys. Interesting. It's like a little, almost looks like maybe it's a license plate. It's supposed to be because it's 7 digits. I don't know. And it is kind of like in a license plate rectangular shape. I don't know what this blue thing is either. With the lines going through it, looks like caution almost. There's like a straight line. It's funny. A straight line separating the red from the yellow here. And then over here, it's like a nice gradient. So cool. Mattel did a great job on this one. There's their little smile there. You can just barely see it. They even painted it in with white. They really didn't skimp out on this one. She does have the white base too, the salty tires. I don't know why. I guess it's at least consistent, but it doesn't look great, in my opinion. Made in Thailand. No date stamp to compare her to, because there's only one Peggy Liner. The one and only, R40A. A lot of them seem to be around the 40th week of 2022 they were made. I always get confused. Is it R2022 or 2021? If they came out in December of 2022, I would think that would mean they were made in 2022, right? I would think. No way they were made over a year before. I'm not really sure. Her back tires are very thick. She is a three-wheeler, which I kind of forgot about. Look at that. Kind of weird. I almost didn't even realize she was a three-wheeler. Just like Tombay's. Now we got two three-wheeled cars. Peggy is just breaking records. So cool. Very thick tires in the back, though. Very, very, like, close together, so I imagine she probably doesn't roll too great. But let's see. Let's test her out. Yeah, I don't know. Not too good. Definitely, I'm not putting her on the Salt Fever. Keep wanting to call it the Salt Fever playset, but the Salt Flats Super Speed playset, it's kind of a tongue twister. Definitely not putting her on there. When I was reviewing the pack, I was talking about whether I would put her on there or not, but no, I can't bring myself to do it. It does have little windows, too. Let's see what's on the back. Oh, she's got a parachute. Look at that. That's weird. On this spoiler thing here, the little, like, the yellow lines are starting to fall off. I guess they fell off there. I don't know why. But cool little white parachute in the back, just like Dad's Jammin. Wonder why only some of them have parachutes, some of them don't. Cool little, like, black air intakes there, or those taillights. I don't know what those are. It gives the illusion that they go inwards, but they really don't. They're just black. I mean, they go in a little bit, but not that much. Everything on this side is the exact same, though. No differences whatsoever that I can discern. This looks cool. Wow, this is a cool diecast. I must say, I haven't been this excited about a diecast in a long time. This is one of my favorite diecasts for sure in years. In fact, it might even be one of my top 5 favorite diecasts ever made by Mattel, I must say. This is really cool. I love this pack. I think it's an awesome pack. I know it's a lot of money probably for 9 cars. Especially, I mean, it's not a lot of money for 9 cars. That's not the problem with it. The problem is you're only getting one new car out of it, most likely, unless you don't have any. You know, the other ones. I guess then that would make sense to buy it for sure. But it acts as a really nice starter pack, I think. You know, you get Peggy Liner out of it, who's exclusive, and let's be honest, she's never getting another release. I would highly doubt if she ever does. If she does, I'll be very surprised and a little upset with Mattel for re-releasing her. But I really don't think she will. I find it very hard to believe they'll ever re-release her because we don't even have a deluxe line anymore. And let's face it, she is a deluxe. I don't even know if she'd fit in a deluxe pack, to be honest. I really don't think she could. I guess they could release her in another future multi-pack of some sort. I just don't see them doing it. I don't know why. Anyway, so let me know who your favorite car is from this 9-pack. If anyone doesn't say Peggy Liner, I'm going to be pretty shocked. But, you know, they are all pretty nice cars. Even Mater and McQueen, they're not too bad either, but I don't think we need another one of them. Oh well, though, we got them, and very cool pack all in all. Let me know what you think of it down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time on the Cars Garage.